I want to go to my colleague, Vanita Nair, who is in New York. Vanita.
You know, Vlad, we've been watching your excellent coverage. I'm sure it was heartbreaking to speak to a lot of those Americans. I am curious, we heard so much and we've heard so much throughout the coverage about how small this area is. Are you finding that just even when you're in the cafes and talking to people, that almost everyone knows someone who is affected by this?
Well, I think what most people are saying is that that could be them. They could be those people who were just on a subway on their way to work or on their way to meet somebody or on their way to bring their kids to school. They could be one of those folks that decided to take a flight on this particular day at that particular terminal at that particular time. And for that, they are very nervous. This is a small country, as you say, Vanita, and they do not have a lot of experience with this kind of attacks. This kind of radical jihadism, and so for them it's a shock. But a lot of people that I've spoken to, while they understand that this is the new normal now, this is what not only they are facing, but other countries across Europe as well, they say they will stand defiant in the face of that terror threat, Vanita.
I know it's a frightening thing to hear anyone think of this as the new normal. I'm also just curious, do you feel like people are back to business as usual, or do you get the sense that a lot of people are still staying inside their homes, sort of fearful of going out?
I would think it's the latter. People are saying that they are strong and that they're coming together and that they are uniting against what they call the hatred that has come into their midst. But yeah, it's still very tense here. You get that feeling of tenseness. Certainly people have to go back to living, and that's what we all have to do in situations like this. But I do get the sense that there is still, because, for example, the airports remain closed. Coming into Brussels this morning, there wasn't a real control at the frontier for those of us coming into the country, but for those leaving Belgium, you could see a heightened police presence. In other words, we could tell that there was sort of a dragnet set up for people that they may be watching who may be attempting to get out of the country. And for that reason, yeah, things are not back to normal just yet.
All right, Vlad, thank you. We'll be getting back to you a little later in this hour.